Great. So, greetings. My name is Biba Bright, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm talking about Excel. We want to look at average, sum if, average if, and then all those functions I like you see it over there. Quickly, I'm already sharing my screen, and so let's go straight to the point. So, I have some values which are stated here. As you can see, month, week, and then a weight in kilogram, height, salary, and then allowances. So let's look at how to be able to do some kind of. So we can just go to any cell, any active cell at all, and then so we're going to look at the sum first. In Excel, if you want to sum anything, so let's come here. If you want to sum anything, you start with. So we're going to say sum here, and then the value will be here. So we go into where we want the value to. So we have equal to, and so we can just say that's just ordinary sum. And then where are we summing? We are summing the range of all these values. So you can come here. If there are two values, you enter. But because the values are many, we just highlight all the range, enter, and then like this. So we have finished. Oh, it's giving me a different thing, which is date. But it doesn't matter. So we can simply come here, go to this. All right. So we'll go to here and change it to numbers. So it will give you the numbers. That's what how to be able to change that. So we've got the sum there. So if we want the average, so if we want the average value here, so it's equal to, we say average. So you start the spelling of average, and then average will come there. And then so we are going to have we're going to find the average. Average is the same thing as the mean. So on this particular, okay, maybe we should look for average salary. Okay, average weight, it's no problem. So we simply just close our bracket and then return. And the same thing, I don't know what happened, and then the default is, and so here we have numbers. So it will give us numbers over there. Now the problem comes if you are dealing with. So I think let me shift this. What I have here, let me shift it to this side so that will be on the safer side. So, so we have already done done average. Now the issue comes if you are dealing with sum if and then sum ifs. Now with the sum if, let's start with the sum if. So we have our sum if here, and then we come here and then look at the criteria. So we have our equal sign there, and then we're going to say sum if. So sum if function is here. So what are we saying? In sum if function, you are choosing the range and then a criteria and then where you want to sum. So we're going to look across this. So where is the range we want to choose a criteria from? Maybe here we want to choose from here all the way up to this place. That's the range. We have chosen the range. We put comma there. What is the criteria we want? We want to sum the salaries that were paid in February. So our criteria is what? February. So I'll do like this, and I have this, and then close it. Spell the February the way it was spelled here within the range, the criteria range. Then you put comma there, and where are we summing? So the corresponding is here. These are the salaries. So that's the where we want to. So we simply come there, and then we have selected the range where we want it to do. And so it's going to go and then check through where we have January. Then it will simply pick what is it? It will check when there's January here, then or February, sorry. Wherever it finds February, let's say, then there's February here, then it will go across and check the value here, pick it. Wherever it finds February again, February is also here, it will come and pick the salary here. So it will check through this particular range, choose the criteria that you selected, and then come and check the corresponding values here and then add them. That's what sum if is doing. Now, what about average if? The average if is the same as the sum if. So let's come here and say we have equal to, let's say average if. So we still have the same range, we have the criteria, and we have the average range. So let's say that for now, we want to, this is the range where we want to choose the criteria from. I want to find the mean. And so we have chosen it, so we'll put comma there. And then what is the next thing? The next thing is to choose the criteria. What is the criteria we're supposed to choose? Maybe we want to find the average, or the mean salary that were paid on, let's say, on Thursdays. So our criteria is what Thursday. So we'll just simply open, and then we have this. That's Thursday. Spell it just like the way it's spelled in the range. And then we have command there. So where is the average range? Where are we going to find it? So this is where we have the average range. And then we finish, or we close your bracket up and then enter. So it will give you the average range, or the average salaries that were paid in what is it, on Thursdays within the range here. So that's how we also do average if. Now the last part is SUMIFS. The SUMIFS is when you are dealing with more than one criteria. So let's say we have some ifs here, and then when we go to this place, so we have some ifs. So you can see some ifs is already seated here. So in this case, you select the range first, the sum range where you want to, before you now start selecting the criteria. So you want to find out, maybe you want to give more than one criteria. Salaries that were paid in February on Tuesdays. So you see the two criteria. So we first of all, the sum range is what we select first. So where is the sum range? We are looking at the sum in the salaries. We want those salaries. So the salary range is the sum range in this case. So we have our command there, followed by criteria range 1. Criteria range 1. Our first criteria is to choose the month that we want. And so we have selected the range that contains the month, followed by which criteria are we choosing there. So we open our bracket and say we are checking salary that were paid in, let's say, in February. So we have our February, then we close it. Then our second criteria, you see that the second criteria is highlighted just over here. Let me hide this. It's highlighted just over here. It's telling you that choose the second criteria. Our second criteria is the week. So we come here and then select the week here, and then we put comma there. Then that particular second criteria range, what is the main criteria we are selecting there? So we open our our square bracket like this and type it. So we are looking for salaries. We are summing all the salaries that were paid in which particular months that were paid in February on Tuesdays. So we select Tuesday, and then Tuesday like this, and then we close it. And then that's all. So we have selected the two criteria here. So the criteria range and then the criteria, another criteria range and the criteria, and we have already selected the sum range. And then when we finish, we return. It returns 0. You know why? When you check through that particular range, you do not find any value. So when you check all the February, so we have February here, but it wasn't on Thursday. If you check again, you see another February. Sorry, it's more on Tuesday. If you see another February here, it wasn't on Tuesday. So within the Tuesdays, we don't have any February there. That's why to return the value of 0, and that's it. So that's how we use SUMIFS. So more than one criteria. It's practically the same as average ifs. So let's look at average ifs. And so we come here. It's the same. We come here. Then we put our formula there, average ifs, which is here. And so in the average if, we select the average range first. So we go and select the salary. So, and that's it. So we put comma. What is the next thing? You select your first criteria range 1. Which criteria range 1 are we looking at? So maybe we can come and then select here. You can select any of the columns first, and then we put comma there. So what criteria are we choosing from the criteria range? This time around, let's say we are choosing December. So we say in December, so we have to put December, and just like the way December is spelled on that particular range. And then what is the second criteria? So you can see the second criteria range is also highlighted. So we come there and said, this is our second criteria. And then then we put comma again. What is the criteria itself? We are saying that we are looking for the average salary that were paid in December on, let's say, Mondays, or yeah, maybe let's say on Monday or something, or, or on Wednesdays. So on Wednesday, so our criteria is Wednesday. So we have Wednesday. Then we close the criteria with another double quote, and then we close it with the bracket, and then we return. So that's going to give us this. So in a nutshell, this is how we do sum, average, sum if, average if, sum ifs, and then average ifs. So when you have more than one criteria, then Excel will always give you how to be able to select it. And so if you check the average ifs, we give more than one. Sum ifs and average if, they work practically the same way. It gives you the criteria, what is it? The range 1, criteria range 1, then the criteria itself, criteria range 2, and the criteria itself, and then that is all. If you have another criteria, then you choose. Then you choose like that until you are exhausting all the criteria that you have before you do enter. So to check through and then check all those criteria before it to do whatever that you want it to do. And that's it. That's your video of how to be able to do the basic things in Excel. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Viva Bright. And please, if you love my videos, subscribe to this channel to support me. Thank you. Bye-bye.